Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, remains one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time, bringing laughter and heartwarming family chaos to millions of viewers worldwide. Nearly 3 decades later, the cast members have each taken unique paths, some continuing to shine in television and film, some stepping away from the spotlight, and a few who have sadly passed away but left behind unforgettable legacies. From Ray Romano's witty charm to Patricia Heaton's sharp wit, Brad Garrett's towering humor, and the unforgettable supporting characters, let's take a look back at the stars of this iconic show and see where life has taken them. Then and now. Ray Romano portrayed Ray Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996. Beginning when he was 38 years old, Ray Barone is a sports writer living on Long Island, trying to balance his career, marriage, and family life, while constantly caught between his wife, Deborah, and his meddling parents who live across the street. The character is laid back, sarcastic, and often struggles with responsibility, relying on humor and avoidance to escape difficult situations. Ray's relationship with his brother Robert is central to the show, highlighting sibling rivalry and affection. Romano infused the character with his own comedic style, which made Ray Barone relatable to millions of viewers. In real life, Ray Romano was born on December 21, 1957, in Queens, New York. He began his career in stand-up comedy before creating and starring in this landmark sitcom, which earned him Emmy Awards and widespread recognition. Beyond the series, Romano acted in Men of a Certain Age, Parenthood, Vinyl, and lent his voice to Manny in the Ice Age franchise. As of 2025, Ray Romano is 67 years old and remains active in acting and comedy. Patricia Heaton played Deborah Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, starting when she was 38 years old. Deborah is Ray's long-suffering wife, intelligent, strong-willed, and perpetually frustrated by Ray's immaturity and by her in-laws' constant interference in her household. Despite her exasperation, Deborah remains loving, grounded, and a voice of reason within the chaos. The character resonated with audiences as a realistic portrayal of the challenges of marriage and motherhood, balancing sarcasm with warmth. Heaton's comedic timing and emotional depth earned her 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for the role. In real life, Patricia Heaton was born on March 4, 1958, in Bay Village, Ohio. She trained as an actress in New York before building her television career. After Everybody Loves Raymond, she starred in successful shows like Back to You and The Middle, further cementing her reputation as a gifted sitcom star. Outside acting, she has authored books, engaged in humanitarian work, and is active in charitable causes. As of 2025, Patricia Heaton is 67 years old and continues her career while raising 4 children. Brad Garrett portrayed Robert Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning when he was 36 years old. Robert, Ray's older brother, is a New York City police officer, perpetually overshadowed by Ray's success and often the subject of family jokes. Tall, stoic, and socially awkward, Robert struggles with insecurity but also demonstrates a deep, tender heart beneath his gruff exterior. His comic quirks, including obsessive habits and jealous outbursts, became central to the show's humor. Garrett's towering presence and dry delivery made Robert one of the most beloved characters. In real life, Brad Garrett was born on April 14, 1960, in Woodland Hills, California. He started as a stand-up comedian and gained national attention after winning Star Search in the 1980s. His performance on Everybody Loves Raymond earned him 3 Emmy Awards. Beyond the sitcom, Garrett appeared in Till Death, voiced characters in animated films like Finding Nemo and Ratatouille, and headlined comedy shows in Las Vegas. As of 2025, Brad Garrett is 65 years old and remains active in television, film, and stand-up comedy. Peter Boyle played Frank Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning when he was 61 years old. Frank is the gruff, sarcastic patriarch of the Barone family, a retired bookkeeper whose bluntness and laziness often clash with his wife Marie's controlling nature. With his unapologetic attitude, love for food, and constant bickering, Frank brought an authentic mix of humor and irritation to the family dynamic. His banter with Marie and his blunt advice to Ray and Robert created some of the show's funniest and most heartfelt moments. In real life, Peter Boyle was born on October 18, 1935, in Norristown, Pennsylvania. He had a versatile acting career, achieving fame in films such as Joe, 1970, Young Frankenstein, 1974, and Taxi Driver, 1976, showcasing both dramatic and comedic range. Beyond film, his role on Everybody Loves Raymond earned him an Emmy Award. Peter Boyle passed away on December 12, 2006 in New York City at the age of 71 due to multiple myeloma and heart disease. His legacy remains as one of the finest character actors of his generation. Doris Roberts portrayed Marie Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning when she was 70 years old. Marie is the quintessential overbearing mother and mother-in-law, constantly interfering in Ray and Deborah's lives. She is manipulative yet loving, controlling yet affectionate, and her relentless meddling creates much of the show's humor and tension. Marie's sharp tongue, passive-aggressive remarks, and unwavering favoritism toward Ray defined her character as both maddening and endearing. Roberts delivered the role with impeccable timing, winning 4 Primetime Emmy Awards for her performance. In real life, Doris Roberts was born on November 4, 1925, in St. Louis, Missouri. Her acting career spanned 6 decades, with notable roles in Remington Steele, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and countless guest appearances on television. Off-screen, she was an advocate for animal rights and health issues affecting seniors. Doris Roberts passed away on April 17, 2016 in Los Angeles, California at the age of 90 due to a stroke. Her legacy endures as one of television's most beloved sitcom matriarchs. Sawyer Sweeten portrayed Jeffrey Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning when he was just 1 year old. Jeffrey, one of Ray and Deborah's twin sons, brought youthful innocence and comic relief to the Barone household, often seen alongside his twin brother Michael. While the children's roles were lighter compared to the adults, Jeffrey contributed to the show's charm and family authenticity. Sawyer, along with his siblings Madeline and Sullivan, essentially grew up on the sitcom set. In real life, Sawyer Storm Sweeten was born on May 12, 1995, in Brownwood, Texas. His acting career was brief, centered around Everybody Loves Raymond and a few small projects. Sadly, his life was cut short when he died by suicide on April 23, 2015, in Austin, Texas, at the age of 19. His passing deeply affected his family, co-stars, and fans of the show. Remembered for his sweet personality and early talent, Sawyer's death brought greater awareness to mental health struggles among young people. Madeline Sweeten portrayed Allie Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning when she was only 5 years old. Allie is the eldest child of Ray and Deborah, growing up on screen from a bright, curious little girl into a witty and independent young teenager. As the only daughter in the Barone family, Allie often displayed a mix of innocence and sharp humor, contributing memorable moments to the series. Sweeten's portrayal gave the show a heartfelt touch, balancing the adult chaos with a child's perspective. In real life, Madeline Sweeten was born on June 27, 1991 in Brownwood, Texas. She is the older sister of twins Sawyer and Sullivan Sweeten, who played her on-screen brothers Michael and Jeffrey. After the sitcom ended, Madeline continued pursuing acting and later moved into stage performances, indie films, and comedy. She has also been outspoken about mental health awareness following her brother Sawyer's tragic death in 2015. As of 2025, Madeline Sweeten is 34 years old, continuing her artistic career while reflecting on her unique upbringing in television. John Manfrotati portrayed Gianni in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1997, joining the cast when he was 43 years old. Johnny is another one of Ray Barone's friends, often portrayed as immature, impulsive, and sometimes clueless. His playful banter, goofy antics, and childlike outlook made him a fun addition to the show's circle of buddies. Johnny frequently contrasted with the more serious Robert and the neurotic Andy, giving balance to the group's comic chemistry. His character embodied the idea of men reluctant to grow up, still clinging to their bachelor lifestyles while Ray had settled into family life. In real life, John Manfrotati was born on December 31, 1953 in New York City. Before acting, he worked as a stand-up comedian, later transitioning into television and film roles. His career includes appearances in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Men of a Certain Age, and collaborations with Ray Romano in various projects. Manfrotati is also a regular performer in comedy clubs across the United States. As of 2025, he is 71 years old and continues to act and perform live comedy. Monica Horan portrayed Amy McDougal, later Amy Barone, in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1997, joining the series when she was 34 years old. Amy is Robert Barone's longtime girlfriend and eventual wife, a character known for her kindness, gentleness, and sometimes naive outlook. She contrasts with the sharp-tongued Barone family, often caught in the middle of their chaos but remaining patient and supportive, especially toward Robert. Amy's evolving romance with Robert provided one of the show's most heartfelt story arcs, balancing humor with genuine emotion. In real life, Monica Horan was born on January 29, 1963 in Darby, Pennsylvania. She studied theater at Hofstra University and pursued acting in New York before her breakthrough role on Everybody Loves Raymond. She has been married to Philip Rosenthal, the show's creator, since 1990, and together they share 2 children. Beyond acting, Horan has participated in philanthropy and occasional stage work. As of 2025, Monica Horan is 62 years old, continuing her involvement in creative projects while maintaining strong ties to the legacy of the series. Sullivan Sweeten played Michael Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, starting when he was 1 year old. Michael, Jeffrey's twin, shared many storylines with his brother, often portrayed as more thoughtful or reserved, complementing Jeffrey's mischievous charm. Together, they added authenticity to the Barone family dynamic, creating memorable childhood moments that resonated with audiences. Sullivan grew up in front of millions of viewers alongside his sister Madeline and twin Sawyer. In real life, Sullivan Sky Sweeten was born on May 12, 1995 in Brownwood, Texas. After Everybody Loves Raymond, he stepped away from the spotlight, choosing a more private life compared to his siblings. The tragic loss of his twin brother Sawyer in 2015 was a defining moment, and Sullivan has spoken about the profound impact of that loss. As of 2025, Sullivan Sweeten is 30 years old. While he largely avoids Hollywood, he occasionally appears at reunions and events, remembered as part of one of television's most iconic sitcom families. Andy Kindler appeared as Andy in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, first joining the show when he was 40 years old. Andy is one of Ray Barone's close friends, often hanging around with Johnny and Robert. The character is quirky, self-deprecating, and socially awkward, providing comic relief through his nervous energy and offbeat humor. His interactions with Ray highlight the playful immaturity of middle-aged men still clinging to boyish habits. Andy's presence enriched the sitcom's circle of friends, balancing family-centered plots with everyday camaraderie. In real life, Andy Kindler was born on October 16, 1956, in Queens, New York. He built his career as a stand-up comedian, becoming widely recognized for his sharp satire of the comedy industry itself. Kindler has been a frequent guest on The Late Show with David Letterman, appeared on Bob's Burgers, and voiced Mort the Mortician. He is also known for delivering the annual State of the Industry address at comedy festivals, often lampooning his peers with wit and honesty. As of 2025, Andy Kindler is 68 years old and continues to perform stand-up and voice acting. Katherine Helmond portrayed Lois Whelan in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, joining the show at 67 years old. Lois is Deborah Barone's refined and cultured mother, often seen as a sharp contrast to the domineering Marie Barone. Elegant, calm, and somewhat aloof, Lois brought a different energy to the Barone family gatherings, representing sophistication and restraint. Though not appearing in every episode, her presence highlighted the differences between Deborah's upbringing and her life with Ray's eccentric family. In real life, Catherine Helmond was born on July 5, 1929, in Galveston, Texas. She had a distinguished career in television and film, best remembered for her roles in Soap and Who's the Boss, both of which earned her Emmy nominations. She also voiced Lizzie in Pixar's Cars franchise. Helmond was admired for her versatility, seamlessly shifting between comedy, drama, and voice acting. She passed away on February 23, 2019, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 89, due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. Tom McGowan played Bernie Gruenfelder in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning the role at 37 years old. Bernie is one of Ray's friends, usually appearing alongside Andy and Gianni in humorous side plots. Unlike his pals, Bernie is portrayed as a family man, which creates a subtle contrast with Gianni's immaturity and Andy's awkwardness. Bernie's character adds relatability to Ray's social group, representing the challenges of balancing friendship, work, and marriage. His low-key personality grounded the comic trio, making their interactions more authentic. In real life, Tom McGowan was born on July 26, 1959, in Belmar, New Jersey. A versatile actor, he has worked extensively in television, film, and theater. His credits include roles in Frasier, The Birdcage, Sleepless in Seattle, and Broadway productions such as Wicked. McGowan's stage career has earned him acclaim, particularly for his comedic timing and expressive performances. As of 2025, Tom McGowan is 66 years old, continuing to act across stage and screen, while remaining a respected figure in both television and theater. Maggie Wheeler portrayed Linda Gruenfelder in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, joining the series at 37 years old. Linda is Bernie Gruenfelder's wife and a family friend of the Barones, often appearing in group scenes with Deborah and the neighborhood couples. She is outgoing, talkative, and slightly nosy, which added another layer of humor to the domestic and social dynamics on the show. Though her role was recurring, her lively energy contributed to the ensemble's authenticity. In real life, Maggie Wheeler was born on July 17, 1959, in New York City. She is widely recognized for her iconic role as Janice, Chandler Bing's on-again, off-again girlfriend on Friends, known for her unforgettable laugh. Beyond sitcoms, she has worked in voice acting for animation and commercials, and she has remained active in both television and music projects. As of 2025, Maggie Wheeler is 66 years old, continuing to perform while also teaching vocal workshops and pursuing philanthropic work. Fred Willard appeared as Hank McDougal in Everybody Loves Raymond, 2003, beginning the role when he was 70 years old. Hank is Robert Barone's father-in-law, husband to Pat McDougal, and Amy's conservative, somewhat rigid father. His character was portrayed as formal, religiously devout, and often uncomfortable with the free-spirited Barones, leading to humorous cultural clashes. Willard's dry delivery and impeccable comedic timing made Hank a memorable recurring character, adding another layer of family tension to the series. In real life, Fred Willard was born on September 18, 1933 in Shaker Heights, Ohio. A legendary comedian and actor, he became famous for his improvisational style, particularly in Christopher Guest's mockumentary films such as Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, and A Mighty Wind. He also appeared in Anchorman and numerous television shows including Modern Family. Fred Willard passed away on May 15, 2020, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 86 from cardiac arrest. His wit and unique comedic voice remain celebrated across generations. Georgia Engel played Pat McDougal in Everybody Loves Raymond, 2003, first appearing when she was 55 years old. Pat is Amy's gentle, soft-spoken mother and wife to Hank McDougal. Her sweet, overly polite demeanor often contrasted hilariously with Hank's sternness and the Barone family's bluntness. Pat's quiet charm and quirky mannerisms made her an unforgettable addition to the ensemble, with Engel's signature high-pitched voice enhancing the character's innocence. In real life, Georgia Engel was born on July 28, 1948, in Washington, D.C. She rose to fame as Georgette Franklin on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, earning 2 Emmy nominations. Later, she worked on The Betty White Show, Hot in Cleveland, and had recurring roles on Everybody Loves Raymond that earned her additional Emmy nominations. Known for her distinctive style and warm personality, she was beloved by audiences and colleagues alike. Georgia Engel passed away on April 12, 2019, in Princeton, New Jersey at the age of 70, due to complications from an undisclosed illness. Chris Elliott portrayed Peter McDougal in Everybody Loves Raymond, 2003, joining the show when he was 43 years old. Peter is Amy's socially awkward and often bizarre brother, whose eccentric behavior provided a sharp comedic contrast to the other characters. Quirky, unpredictable, and sometimes unsettling, Peter became a fan-favorite oddball within the McDougal family storyline. His awkward interactions with Robert and the Barones added memorable humor to the later seasons. In real life, Chris Elliott was born on May 31, 1960, in New York City. He is an Emmy Award-winning comedian, actor, and writer known for his work on Late Night with David Letterman, where his surreal comedy sketches earned cult status. He also starred in the sitcom Get a Life, appeared in Groundhog Day 1993, Scary Movie 2, and became beloved as Roland Schitt in the acclaimed series Schitt's Creek. As of 2025, Chris Elliott is 65 years old, still active in acting and comedy, continuing his reputation as a uniquely offbeat performer. Robert Culp appeared as Warren Whelan in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning the role when he was 66 years old. Warren is Deborah's father and Lois Whelan's husband, a dignified and easygoing character who provides a calmer contrast to the more chaotic Barone household. Though not as frequently seen as Marie or Frank, Warren's appearances offered a glimpse into Deborah's family background and her more composed upbringing. Culp's portrayal lent warmth and balance to the extended family dynamic. In real life, Robert Culp was born on August 16, 1930, in Oakland, California. He enjoyed a long and successful career, best known for his starring role alongside Bill Cosby in I Spy, 1965 to 1968, which earned him Emmy nominations, as well as appearances in Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, and recurring roles on Columbo. He was also a skilled screenwriter and director. Robert Culp passed away on March 24, 2010, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 79, after collapsing from a heart attack while walking near his home. Charles Durning appeared as Father Hubley in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1998, taking the role at 75 years old. Father Hubley is the Barone family's priest, offering guidance with patience and occasional frustration as he mediates their constant quarrels. His character brought moments of moral reflection and humor, especially when dealing with Frank and Marie's sharp tongues. Though his appearances were limited, Durning gave Father Hubley a sense of warmth and authority, making him a memorable recurring figure. In real life, Charles Durning was born on February 28, 1923, in Highland Falls, New York. He was a highly respected actor with a career spanning stage, film, and television, appearing in classics such as Dog Day Afternoon, Tootsie, and The Sting. He was also a decorated World War II veteran, surviving D-Day and earning multiple medals for valor. Charles Durning passed away on December 24, 2012, in New York City at the age of 89 from natural causes. Remembered as the king of character actors, he left behind a profound legacy. Fred Stoller portrayed Gerard in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1998, first appearing when he was 33 years old. Gerard is one of Ray Barone's quirky cousins, awkward, insecure, and constantly overlooked within the family dynamic. His appearances often involved self-deprecating humor and subtle frustration at being treated as second tier compared to Ray. Gerard's awkward mannerisms and complaining nature created comedic tension in family gatherings. In real life, Fred Stoller was born on March 19, 1965, in Brooklyn, New York. He is a stand-up comedian, actor, and writer, well known for his distinctive voice and neurotic comedic style. Beyond Everybody Loves Raymond, he had roles in Seinfeld, Friends, and lent his voice to many animated series. Stoller also authored books including My Seinfeld Year, giving insight into his time as a television writer. As of 2025, Fred Stoller is 60 years old and continues to work in comedy, voice acting, and writing. Kevin James portrayed Kevin in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, joining the series when he was 31 years old. Kevin is a friend of Ray Barone, often featured in scenes with the guys at the lodge or playing basketball. His character, easygoing and fun-loving, provided an early glimpse of James's comedic style that later made him a sitcom star in his own right. Though a minor role, his appearances contributed to the group dynamics that surrounded Ray outside his immediate family. In real life, Kevin James was born on April 26, 1965, in Mineola, New York. He gained widespread fame as the star of The King of Queens, 1998 to 2007, which launched shortly after his time on Everybody Loves Raymond. James also headlined popular films such as Paul Blart, Mall Cop, Grown Ups, and Hitch, showcasing his physical comedy and warm screen presence. As of 2025, Kevin James is 60 years old, continuing to perform stand-up, act in films, and produce television projects. Len Lesser appeared as Garvin in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, beginning the role at 74 years old. Garvin is one of Frank Barone's closest friends, often appearing in scenes at the lodge or with the older men's group. His character was gruff, straightforward, and full of old-fashioned wisdom mixed with humor, serving as a companion to Frank's sarcastic nature. Garvin helped expand the world of the show beyond the Barone household, providing laughs through his no-nonsense remarks. In real life, Len Lesser was born on December 3, 1922, in New York City. A veteran character actor, he worked in film and television for over 5 decades, with appearances in Kelly's Heroes, Get Smart, and as Uncle Leo on Seinfeld, one of his most iconic roles. Len Lesser passed away on February 16, 2011, in Burbank, California, at the age of 88, due to cancer-related pneumonia. His memorable performances left a lasting impression on generations of television viewers. Who is your favorite character from Everybody Loves Raymond? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.